It's been so nice lately. I've been having a blast walking through the forest, exploring in the beautiful spring weather. And then this happened.
Eh?
The calendar might say it's spring, but winter has come clawing its way back. It just refuses to let go. So, I have been painting snow. I decided I'm gonna give winter a final send-off by doing some snow studies and just really get it out of my system. So I've compiled a couple days of studies for you to watch, and while I show you how I paint these snowy scenes, I thought we could talk about something that is very frequently requested, which is, how do you find your art style? I've only been painting since 2015, but in that amount of time, I've painted thousands of different types of paintings, landscapes, fantasy landscapes, portraits now and then, you name it, I've tried it. And along the way, I never really sat down and thought, what's going to be my art style? And then like try to chase that style. Instead, what I did was practice painting and drawing from life, and in doing that, I was slowly finding ways to replicate what I saw, but also do it in a way that made me interested, that kept my interest, I should say. So instead of using realistic colors all the time, I would choose fun colors, or instead of using very, very detailed brush strokes and trying to get as lifelike as I possibly could, I became really interested in creative mark making. There's just something so fascinating about bold brush strokes to me. And what I found is that I'm more interested in letting the viewer fill in the blanks rather than serving them everything on a silver platter. And honestly, when I think about this question, I feel like just by asking it, you are approaching art in the wrong way. And I know that's a bold statement, so let me explain. Basically, the way I see it is that first and foremost, you should understand your why. Why are you even painting or drawing in the first place? What is it that pulls you to this creative medium, this creative outlet? And getting to know yourself on a deeper level is really going to help you feel confident in your choices and deciding what to study in the first place. So getting to know yourself is of the utmost importance when it comes to finding your art style. And one really easy way to do this is to take an afternoon or a few afternoons or a week and open up Pinterest or your favorite image saving application. Spend some time saving images that you absolutely love, only the stuff that just jumps out at you and grabs you and pulls you in and inspires you to pick up the pencil. After you've done that for a while, you'll end up with probably hundreds of images because the Pinterest rabbit hole is serious, guys. And then you're gonna sit down and look at everything you've saved. If you've organized it in folders, this is a little bit easier and the work will be done for you already. But basically what you're gonna do is count all of the things that have something in common. So maybe you've saved 10 images that are hyper realistic, and then you've saved however many images that are very stylized, and then maybe some abstract images and this and that. You know, you figure out how you want to organize it. Once you have all that, it might become obvious what you're most attracted to by the sheer numbers. If you have 10 images that are realistic, but you have 100 images that are very stylized, maybe it's the color, maybe it's the forms, whatever, guess what? You love stylization, and that's something you can use to guide your course of study. No matter what, you'll still have to learn the basics like color theory and perspective and scale and all of those things, but at least you know a little bit more about yourself and what you're interested in pursuing. If you love the really realistic stuff, you'll spend a lot of your time studying from life and copying exactly what you see, using grids and all sorts of other tools to create realistic artwork. If you find that you really love stylization, that's a little bit different, but there's a reason it's called your art style and not my art style or their art style. How do you find your art style? That comes from repetition. So once you have a general idea of the type of art you're interested in pursuing, the repetition starts, the practice starts. And through that repetition is where your personal art style is going to shine through. Over time, the more pieces you paint, the more your art style will become obvious. And no, that's not a cop-out answer. If you're sitting down and copying other art, yeah, your art is gonna look like so-and-so's art, and then it's not your art style. But if you paint from life or your own reference photos and you just take the time and put the repetition in copying what you see, but maybe trying fun colors and fun brushstrokes here and there, you know, that's the type of repetition I'm talking about. Because the more you do it, the more you're going to find ways that you enjoy using that medium. Finding ways that you like to use your tools is what's going to give your art style its flair. You can't really rush this process either. It comes with time, as I keep saying. But even in the course of a few months or a year, you probably will notice some similarities in your art over time. Which is why it's really important to hold on to that early artwork. If you're painting in sketchbooks, that's pretty easy, but if you're painting on loose sheets of paper, keep them somewhere safe and look at them in maybe 6 months to a year to 2 years. And not only will it be inspiring to see how much you've grown, but I guarantee there will be little things here and there that you'll notice, like the fact that you use certain colors a lot or that you like to use this type of mark making. Those will become more obvious to you. So what I want to leave you with today is maybe a change in perspective. Instead of asking yourself, what is my art style? Just paint, just draw, because over time it's going to reveal itself to you. Continue to find ways you enjoy using that particular medium. Paint things that you love, that interest you, because that passion is really going to shine through, and it's going to be one of the few things that will help motivate you to continue this art journey, because it's tough. It's tough and it takes a long time. So you gotta enjoy the process, otherwise you'll go crazy. If you look back through art history, a lot of the artists that were pushing the envelope and doing new things were just trying things. They were experimenting. They were doing something they were interested in, that they loved. And through that experimentation and that repetition, their style was born. You could argue that everything has already been done, nothing original could ever happen. And in a way that's true, but are you more interested in being someone else or yourself? I personally think the world needs your artistic voice. I think we need more authenticity in this world. And it makes me really excited to think there are so many artists out there chasing what they love. Okay, that's my 2 cents. Take it or leave it. Thanks for listening, everyone. I'll see you again soon.